Are you somebody that sits a lot, whether it's for their job or life in general, and you're having ongoing neck, back, or shoulder pain as a result? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about the 3 top factors that contribute to these pains as a result of sitting and what you can do about them. How's it going, guys? Dr. Chris Silvey back with another episode of Working Body Wednesdays. Working Body Wednesdays is where we talk about posture, functional movement, and hardening your body so it's better able to handle the demands of daily life. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you never miss another video again. Now, I'm a physical therapist by trade, and so I spend the majority of my time working with people that have office jobs. You would think that the people I was seeing here would be people that have heavy labor jobs and throw their back out all the time, but they're actually rare. The overwhelming majority of people that I see in our clinic is chronic pain related to sitting and postural dysfunction. And this can be a very complicated subject. There are 3 primary factors that go into the harmful effects of sitting, and I'm going to talk about those here and what you can do to counter some of those. So the first thing is the duration of sitting. Now, this can be thought of not only in total time, because there's been a lot of studies that you hear the phrase, sitting is the new smoking. I'm sure you've heard that by now, right? I mean, because the studies that are coming out are saying that, man, this sitting thing is bad. This prolonged sitting thing has equal damage or close to equal damage to the overall effects on the whole body as smoking does. And that's crazy. I mean, it has effects on all your organs, your circulation, your flexibility, your joint health. I mean, big time problems here if we're doing a lot of sitting. So it's not only the amount of duration that is a problem with sitting, but it's also even the amounts of time that you're spending between breaks. So if someone is sitting for 8 hours and they take almost no breaks, that's a bigger problem than someone that's perhaps sitting a little longer than that and is getting up every 15 to 20 minutes, right? So the studies that have come out have shown that it only takes about 20 to 25 minutes for muscles in your body to start shortening as a result of sitting. So if you're somebody that's traveling in a car all the time, you've got to get out and get into those rest stops. I mean, you absolutely have to get out of the car and get up at least every hour. And I encourage you to do the same when you are working. When you're working, you have to schedule in these every hour breaks if you're somebody that's seated at a computer. I've even designed programs for clients around here that, like a sitting program or an anti-sitting program, and I designed breaks for them for, each 50-minute period they're going to take a 10-minute break, and I gave them exercises, everything to do with that. If that's something that you'd be interested in, of course, send me a private message on here, and we could design something like that for you as well. So, in addition to the duration of sitting, we need to think about how we're sitting. How we're sitting is equally important to the duration of sitting. If you're somebody that's sitting in a chair, for instance, that's broken down, or one seat, the cushion is really messed up or worn down, and you're always over on your left butt cheek, what do you think that's going to do to the rest of your spine? It's going to have, guys, this is a closed system here. It's going to have it's going to have a massive effect on your entirety of your spine. So first of all, we need to make sure we have a great chair. You need to make sure that we have a nice supportive chair. And I mean, honestly, if you have to sit and you don't have a choice, you're not somebody that can get a treadmill desk or something like that, or a sit-to-stand desk. By the way, standing forever has its own problems, but having the variability of movement is key. So if you absolutely have to have a chair, then I encourage you to spend the premium money on the $500-$600 plus chairs to make sure that you're supporting your spine and pelvis appropriately. So if our pelvis, you're either seated over on one butt cheek, or you are turned, like you have one leg forward or you're always crossing one leg over the other, I'm not going to tell people to stop crossing their legs because there's just no way that's feasible. I mean, I encourage people to stop crossing their legs, even at their feet or their knees. I mean, both of them are bad. At the very least, switch legs. You know, make sure that you're doing both. But a lot of times people end up with sacral torsions where they get SI joint pain back here because they're creating twists on the same side all the time. So it's very important that we are on both butt cheeks. We're not twisting the hips. And we're also not slumping back in that chair where we're creating a lot of compression in this low back here where the low back is rounding out because we're tucking the butt under. All not great things. So that is the how we are sitting. And those are easily correctable. Those are things you can do right now. You can change the way that you're seated just by those small adjustments there. The last and third factor that contributes to the harmfulness of sitting and something that you can address is what are you doing in between your times that you're seated? Guys, if you're not doing a flexibility and strengthening program, you're in for a world of hurt. I mean, we absolutely have to take this seriously. And if you think that 5 minutes of stretching is going to counter 9 hours of sitting, think again. You absolutely have to have this built into your day, built into your breaks, have to be working, mobilizing the joints, getting things to move, strengthening some of the postural muscles, and that's well beyond the scope of this video. But I encourage you, I employ that you please take flexibility and strength seriously. I know that sounds like common sense, but you'd be surprised how many people are like, yeah, I don't need to stretch. I don't need to do that. I just need to have big muscles and be strong and I'm good to go. Absolutely not true. You absolutely need to have some type of mobility drills or yoga or a combination of strength with Pilates, something like that, a regular program that's going to help you do that. So take those things seriously. Those are the 3 points that contribute to the harmfulness of sitting and some helpful tips that you can use right away to change some of those things. I encourage everybody to get a treadmill desk or a standing desk if it's feasible for them. A sit-to-stand desk is a great step in the right direction because you can spend some of your breaks getting up, getting down, and you can move around and stretch and stuff while you're at your standing desk, which is fantastic. So I encourage you to start thinking about modifying your environment so it's more conducive to your musculoskeletal health. I hope this has been a helpful video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hey, help me out. Give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell so you never miss another video again. So YouTube will tell you when these videos are coming out so I can continue to empower you with the information that you need to stay healthy. Thanks so much for joining me on Working Body Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Tomorrow is Learn Your Body Thursdays. I had some things that came up. I missed one Learn Your Body Thursdays, so we are still going to be getting into the hip this week. This is the series where we do joint by joint. We're going up the body from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head and looking at practical advice on how you can keep your joints in great condition as we age. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, check that out tomorrow. Otherwise, I will be seeing you guys next Wednesday. Have a fantastic day, guys.